Ronan saying he likes my new haircut. Thank you very much, Ronan. My hair was so large, it was becoming unbearable, you know. Because here in Brazil, the weather is it's still a bit hot. We are starting autumn right now here in Brazil, in the southern hemisphere, but it's still a bit hotter than I'd like. So I went to my father's house. He has a trimming machine for hair. I don't know how to say that in English, but you know, a machine that cuts hair, like barbers have. And he cut my hair for me. It was nice of him to do that. And that's a lot more comfortable, you know. If you've never had hair as short as this, I'd recommend you do, because it is very pleasant to feel the wind blowing on your ears, you know. And when we have a hair that's a bit longer, we often don't get that feel. When I went to university, I don't know if that's common where you fellas live, but here in Brazil, it is sort of like a tradition to cut all your hair, like really short, to go bald with your hair when you join university. It's kind of a rite of passage, you know. And when I went to university, we did that. We cut my hair very short, a lot shorter than this, and it felt great because of this feeling of having the wind blowing on your head, you know. It was great. It didn't look very good, but it felt great. I recommend. If you don't care about how you look, cut your hair really short, because it is really invigorating, you know. So yeah. Robo Fake is coming full force here with his soldier loadout. Charlie Fish saying Mountain Lab is cool, but the Halloween version is better. Yeah, the Halloween version of Mountain Lab is a treasure, you know. To this day, I still think the Headless Horseless Horseman is the best Halloween boss. I think he's really funny. And Cartola is saying, teacher, do you have some plans to make another group? Because Steam Group is a bit close, especially for those who don't have a personal computer. I don't know, Cartola. I think I prefer to keep things on our Steam group as our main way to interact and to send reports to you when I'm streaming and stuff like that, because it is easier to moderate a Steam group than, for instance, a Discord group, you know, or a Discord server, as the kids say. I know it is, Discord server is the proper term, but I'm used to seeing it as a group. And I don't really have the time to use Discord and to moderate and to learn how to moderate. Steam is a lot more familiar platform for me. So I think I will keep things on the Steam group, at least for a while. And Ronan asking if it is hard to manage my servers. That's a great question, Ronan. Because, you know, it isn't hard. I had to learn a lot of stuff to be able to properly manage my servers. And it's funny because when I first started having servers, I did not configure them properly. Okay, we managed to get that scout, nice. And there's a spy here. Look at that, look at that. And that sniper is really missing all his shots. That's kind of funny. But when I first started my servers, I didn't configure them properly, and because of that, one of my servers got hijacked by, I think by some crypto miners, you know. The server runs on a data center, and what happens is that you have to configure remote access to it. So you can access your server from your personal computer. And if you don't configure it properly, people can hijack the server and use it for their own business, you know. And I think the server had been hijacked and was being used by a crypto miner because the CPU usage was always on 100%. That was back in 2014, 2015, I think. It's been a couple of years, and since then I've started studying more system administration, server management and stuff like that. and that helped me a lot. So it isn't hard to manage the servers, but you have to know what you're doing, or else you really will have a bad time with them. And you know, managing community is a lot easier than people may think, because when you mostly rely on player reports, I mostly manage my servers with the help of a small moderation team, and mainly with player reports. So when there are cheaters and toxic players and stuff like that, the community report writes reports to me and sends them through email. And I check them later on my own time and ban people, unban people and stuff like that. And it's a bit of work, but it isn't hard, you know. It's just that you have to have some patience and to persevere with the management of the server. But anyone can learn how to do it, you know. It's just that you have to do some research and then keep working on it. It's like keeping a garden, you know. You have to know how to set up your garden, how's the proper way to plant seeds and stuff like that, and then you have to keep it clean of, how do you say it, to keep clean of vines. I think that's the word, vines. I don't know how to say that, but you know, from dangerous plants and stuff like that that can kill your flowers, you know, that sort of stuff. It really is like keeping a garden, you know, managing a server. And of course, the more servers you have, the more trouble and more work that will be. But until now, I'm managing okay. I don't feel like I'm overburdened by my servers. It is actually quite a lot of fun to configure stuff and make sure everything is working fine. It's like a puzzle, you know. I quite enjoy it. I have to block that capture then. Yeah, the scout's gonna get me. I don't think it was a good idea to escape that way, yeah. Bad idea. So yeah, it's interesting. I imagine people will appreciate that. So feel free to do so. Ha! I was aiming for the sniper, but I managed to hit the scout. That's okay. That's how Demo Man works. Let me try to hit the spy, aiming for where he isn't. It worked, you see? I was aiming for the medic and I hit the scout now, and then I killed the spy. That's actually how you play Demo Man. Well, go figure. No, I'm joking. Of course, Demo Man takes skill. But I find it quite entertaining that this sort of stuff can happen with your grenades from time to time, you know. You're aiming somewhere and you hit another person accidentally. It's quite interesting. Zezinho talking about the unusual weapon. Yeah, Zezinho, it was gifted by a subscriber from Brazil. I really liked this weapon. Now I have an unusual rocket launcher and an unusual grenade launcher. That's quite sick. And you know, unusual weapons are quite good. You can see I stutter when I'm trying to aim. It's like I can't do two things at the same time. I'll either aim or talk. I can't do both. But it's okay. But I quite like unusual weapons. I think they are a great addition to the game. And they are a bit more rare than Australians, so I prize them, you know. It's pretty cool to be able to have two of them. And the other one I have, the rocket launcher, this one here that's on my soldier, I unboxed it myself, so it is even more special for me. But yeah, unusual weapons are great. Ah, they killed the Demo Man just when I was going to grab his head. And the scout's having a trouble here with the mini sentry. I want to get to that sniper. That's what I want to do, because he's stuck there, you see? Ah, and he managed to kill me! Come on! I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to be an easy kill, but it wasn't. Goes to show you can't really underestimate snipers, even when they are cornered.